Hello, welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of May 24th, 2017. I'm actually recording at night on May 24th due to the fact that for the second week in a row, our shipment was delayed. I just got my pull list up last night from last week because of this shipping delay, and the same thing happened again this week. I touched on that in the previous pull list video. So yeah, sorry again for the delay in getting this stuff up, but I can't do much when FedEx doesn't pick up the product in LA to bring it up here. So that's out of my control. But let's get right into it. First up on my pull list, we have Action Comics number 980. This continues the Revenge story arc with the basically Revenge Squad that's going to come after Superman. It's pretty cool that Harley's in here, and it looks like a lot of the Suicide Squad's in here, so Suicide Squad issue. Yeah, so looking forward to seeing what takes place in Action Comics. Now, what has changed this week is we have the Wonder Woman symbol down here for the Wonder Woman movie that comes out June 2nd. I actually got my ticket for it. Real quick show. So I got my advanced screening ticket for Wonder Woman going on June 1st. Super excited for that. Next up, we have Batman the Shadow, number 2 of 6. Read the first issue and thought it was interesting, so I'm going to keep going with it. A lot of the crossover stuff between companies has been pretty good. Green Lanterns with Planet of the Apes and Star Trek, and Batman Shadow has been good. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to see something different and check out two different things that you might like, or one thing you like and something you don't know about, give it a shot. Next up, we have Deathstroke number 19. The reason this is on my pull list is it actually continues the Lazarus contract. This is part 3 of the Lazarus contract. Overall, I haven't been reading Deathstroke. I kind of fell off of it, but because it's crossing over with Titans and Teen Titans, reading the Lazarus contract stuff, so we'll see. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 957. This is The Wrath of Spoiler. Yeah, again, Detective Comics has just been a really solid Batman book, a really solid Bat Family title. If you haven't yet checked it out, I do highly recommend it because it's just really solid stuff. Next up, we have East of West number 33. Hickman keeps turning these out every month, and they're good reads. But I know a lot of people that have switched over to trade just because it seems like some issues get delayed. And honestly, reading each individual issue, sometimes you just get lost in where the hell everything is, and so you're just like, eh. So, like me, I just keep reading it. Next up, we have Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, number 21. This continues the Prism of Time story arc. Apparently somebody has to die in this issue, so we'll see. Next up, we have The Hellblazer, number 10, continuing the Smokeless Fire story arc. Hellblazer is probably one of the titles that is on my top list of stuff on the chopping block. It might drop down to the read list or just completely go away. It's not bad, it's just it's going into the summer, I kind of have to trim down my my pull list due to the fact that I'm not getting the same pay that I normally get. So I have to, I have to pay bills and be responsible. So Hellblazer is most likely going to get cut from the pull list. It might stay on the read list, but we'll see. Next up, we have Justice League of America, number 7. Terror Strike is the story that arc starts here, or it continues here. I'm not sure. But I've enjoyed the Justice League of America so far, so I'm going to keep going with it, even though, again, it feels like it's just Batman and the Outsiders. I really want Batman and the Outsiders back, but yeah. Next up, we have the Kumandi Challenge, number 5 of 12. Yep, just fun book, interesting to see where they hop from issue to issue with creative teams. So just overall, I think just a really kind of fun book, especially if you want to check out different creative teams and different writers, different artists. I definitely recommend it because then you'll kind of get a feel for the voice of some of these, for the voice and distinct taste of the artists, voice of the writers, taste of the artists. So Next up, we have Mother Panic number 7. Mother Panic is okay. It's kind of a darker vigilante in Gotham. We'll see if I continue with it. The last few issues have not really kept my attention, so might be heading down to the read list or cut completely. Next up is a new miniseries from Valiant, and it's starring Ninjak and Shadow Man, and it's Rapture number 1 of 4. So we're probably going to be dealing with the Dark Side and Dark, Mr. Darker. It's dark, right? Excuse me. Take a shot. Yeah. Valiant's just been a really, really solid company overall, and I've enjoyed a majority of what they've put out. Next up, we have Greg Rucka's Old Guard number 4. Just a really, really solid book. Really enjoying where it's going. I like the art on it. But yeah, really just a solid book. I'm really curious to see where Rucka takes this type of story. Next up is a popular title, apparently. Redneck number 2. I read the first one and was very intrigued, so I'm curious to see how Redneck 2 plays out. But a lot of people are kind of jumping on some of these new Image books heavily. So if you have not yet had a chance to read Redneck 1 or can't find a copy, second prints should be coming out. So yeah, good luck hunting. Next up is a book that's not on this week's pull list, but was supposed to be on a pull list a few weeks ago, and that's Scooby Apocalypse 13. Just a fun book to read. That's why it's on my pull list. But again, we were shorted all of our copies, so due to that, we finally got it in this week. So next up is Suicide Squad number 18. Earthlings on Fire story arc continues in this. I've been really, really digging this Suicide Squad after the Romita Jr. art. It's just been solid, good title. Feels like Suicide Squad, looks like Suicide Squad, plays like Suicide Squad. Good stuff. And finally on the pull list is Wonder Woman at number 23 by Greg Rucka. The Truth story arc continues in this issue. Yeah, I mean, Rucka has knocked out of the park with Wonder Woman Rebirth. It's sad to see him leaving the book, but yeah, he's done an amazing job with Wonder Woman and Rebirth and all that stuff. So, excuse me, take a shot. What, you want to say hi? Huh? You want to say hi? What? Look, they're right there. Say hi. I'm recording. What? Do you want a hug? Oh, okay, come here. I'll give you a hug. That's okay. This is Rogue. Say hi, Rogue. Can you say hi? You're just going to bounce your tail. Can you say hi? Well, I got to finish. Can I finish? Okay, come on. Off. You're a big boy. Go lay down. Go lay down. So that's our dog, Rogue. We've had Rogue for about 3 months now. He's an American Staffordshire Terrier mix. We got him at the Humane Shelter. He is, part pit bull mix. Really great dog. He's has some troubling issues with separation anxiety and chewing things up that he shouldn't when has those things. But overall, he's a good dog. He's great on the leash, and he's really good with the kids. So yeah. All right, go lay down. No. I gotta finish. All right. So let's move on. Next up, we have variants. These are the variants that I decided to pick up this week. Of course, I picked up the Action Comics 980 because it's got Harley Quinn on there. Good stuff. And then Gary Frank too. Next up is the Detective Comics number 957. Snagged up that variant. Justice League of America number 7 had a variant. Looks like Spectre makes an appearance. Suicide Squad 18 has the Will Porcheo variant. His art has not been the best, but it's Suicide Squad, so I pick it up. And finally, the Wonder Woman 23 variant with the revival artist. I always forget her name, Trip. I always forget her name. Really good stuff, though. I did grab a random book for reading this week, and because it's came out in, let's see, when did this come out? Give me a second. This came out in 2009. So I've heard good things. I love the creator, and it is Jeff Lemire's Essex County. Part of the reason I picked this up was because it's always been on people's must-read lists or good read lists or so on and so forth. I have not yet read it. His Roughneck came out last week, and it was kind of looking at that, but it kept, like it mentioned, Essex County. So I was like, I need to check this out. So Top Shelf puts this out, and it actually is a shorter, let's see if you can see it. It's actually a shorter trade than the other ones, which I'm not a big fan of. But it's not a bad price. It's $29.95 or $29.95. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a read, and I might actually do a solo review of this, or solo review video of this if I get a chance, because I'd like to start adding a little more content to the channel. So yeah, Essex County, I picked that up to read. So moving from there, we got my read list. These are the titles again that I bring home to stay current and caught up, because I can't buy everything, but I need to be knowledgeable about a lot of stuff. So first up is Captain America Steve Rogers 17. This continues the Secret Empire stuff, which has been pretty good so far. Nick Spencer's done a really decent job with this event. So fingers crossed it stays consistent and stays good. Next up is a title that the last issue came out back in 2015. September of 2015. So we went from September of 2015 to September of 2016, and the next issue didn't come out. And then we're almost all the way back to September again, and that's Hickman's The Dying and the Dead #4. Yeah. Oh, if you've never heard of it, I completely understand. It's not bad. I enjoyed the first 3 issues, and then he just didn't finish it. But that's something that Hickman has been known to do. Hopefully he can get The Dying and the Dead done, but I enjoyed what I read so far, so I'm hoping issue 4 continues with that trend. Next up we have Generation X #1. We were actually shorted all of our copies of it last week, so I picked up a copy. We got them in this week, so I picked up a copy to read, so I'm going to check that out, the new Generation X thing. We'll see. Now I'm trying to finish. And then we got a couple more. Next up is Rick Remender's 7 to Eternity #6. 7 to Eternity is an amazing, amazing book. If you have not yet checked it out, I definitely recommend it. I probably would have bought it if I was a little bit more of a Remender fan, but I'm definitely going to probably be grabbing hardcovers of this series. It's really, really good. Beautifully drawn by Opeña. Jeremy Opeña. Just really, really solid book. And finally on my read list is X-Men Blue #4. We'll see if I keep going with X-Men Blue. The whole Magical Beast and the younger team, I'm not a huge fan of. So we'll see, but who knows. So, yep, that is it for this week's pull list. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Again, leave your comments down in the window below. I know somebody asked me about, I can't remember your name, sorry, but you asked me on the last video about the Star Wars books that I've read in the new canon and which ones I prefer. I haven't had a chance to sit down and look at which books I've read versus which books I haven't. But you can go to conspiratorrock.com and go to pages and look at my reading lists for for 2017 and 2016, and that should show you what I've read. But I will respond to your question about what Star Wars new canon books I enjoyed. So yeah. But thanks for the question. Yeah, you can ask any other questions if you feel free to ask other questions that you feel I could answer for you, comic book geek related, so on and so forth. But yeah, let me know what you're getting, all that wonderful stuff. So you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can listen to me on the Comic Conspiracy podcast at www.geekbox.net. We recorded episode 310 yesterday, so I will have the link in the description below for that. So if you're curious, go ahead and click on that and check it out. What else do I got? You can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. And for as little as $1 a month, you can you help us with hosting and getting some food and other than getting some comics and stuff. Thank you very much to our Patreon backers. But for being a Patreon backer, you also get access to Bryce Brieflies. My co-host Bryce Larson does what's called Bryce Brieflies, which are never brief. And the Roundup podcast, which is done by my other co-hosts Charlie West and Toby Sidler. So yeah, definitely if you're a Patreon backer, check those out. Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired. It's late. Don't know if I'm going to get this posted tonight, but it will be posted ASAP. So thanks again for watching. Hopefully next week we're back on a regular schedule. But thanks for bearing with me in FedEx screw-ups. So I'll see you next week.